Wait a minute, didn't we already do this? And to that I say yes, we already did the 9060 XT as a review. So why do we have it again? Well, this is a different power color card. This is the 9060 XT Hellhound Edition. And I got it. This is the 16 gig version this time. And we're not going to just retest them, our tests to see how 16 gigs is better than 8 gigs. No, we're gonna do a funny scenario 1 in 100 of you probably have experienced once. Winning the GPU giveaway, but not the computer itself. Unboxing it. It's my birthday, so Dad gave me a little cash and I spent it. Out of the box, it's not even out of the box actually. Ooh, baby. Juicy. Yeah. How dare you power color advertise eyes inside the box of your own GPU. Comes with no GPU disc. That's fine. I don't know anyone who has a DVD drive anymore. Looking at the card itself, its wrapping, it looks pretty awesome actually. Peeling back at the tape loop. Oh, it's long. Oh god. This is beauty. From the 96, I don't know, from the 9060 XT, from Power Color, the one we got last time, I gotta look it up. The 9060 XT Reaper we got last time was a dual fan, and this one, oh boy, this one's it's got overclocking potential. Dual BIOS switch, LED switch, and another fan. What it doesn't have is an extra power pin. Probably because Power Color never expected you to overclock more than this can supply. Which is fine. It's completely fine. The PCB doesn't extend all the way, which is fine too, because it's the 9060 XT. So much turtle death everywhere. Pay for turtle death, you get turtle death. My only pet peeve with the 9060, at least for Power Color ones, I never seen any other, is that it only has 3 ports. There is clearly room for a 4th one, but I guess that could be a limitation to the to the Radeon's fault or the GPU manufacturer's fault. I don't know. I have to look that up in Tech Power Up. Dang. So it appears all of them have only 3 ports. So, AMD's fault, I guess. And it's already collecting dust. Now, time for some beauty shots. So, some of you thinking, I'm just gonna do another retest in a in a less bottleneck situation where I'm not using a Ryzen 5 5500. Well, no, because the PC in front of us is the Ryzen 5500. But seeing as that did not get many views, I decided to do something a little crazier. It's the dinosaur PC. question should be, will this fit? Should fit. Don't quote me. After squeezing it in there, I can officially say our 9060 XT is comfortably, not comfortably, is inside this computer case. Screwing it in so it doesn't start to sag. But seeing how light this GPU is for being a triple fan design, because, you know, it's not a 5080. We're gonna be fine only having one screw in. Recommendedly, I recommend you use 2 screws. So let's close this bad boy up and watch it suffer. But I don't think we're gonna have bad temps in this situation. Like, we got Mr. 1, Mr. 2, and Mr. 3 cooling this fan. Cooling this GPU. In World of Warships 1080p maximum settings, our 9060 XT, it's not doing much. Even though MSI Afterburner says 57% of the card is being utilized, reality, barely none of it is being utilized at all. Why? Well, it's because we're in PCIe 3.0, and that's reading by what's transferring from the PCIe slot to the card itself, rather than what the card's actually doing. Or maybe it's the other way around, where it's actually reading what the card's doing, and this card is just really power efficient. I don't know. I didn't do my research, so I'm just assuming. But either way, we're not in the main parts that make this card an awesome card. It's 16 delicious gigabytes. Nothing wrong with... Actually, there's a lot wrong with the 8 gig version. But if nothing wrong with getting the 8 gig version, even though I criticized it in the last video before, the 8 gig version is decent as a card itself. You get 7700 XT performance while being a little more power efficient. If you have a PCIe 4.0 system, you're fine. You don't need 5.0 to run the 9060 XT to its full capacity, as it's got, thankfully, all 16 PCIe lanes occupied. No fake pins. All 8 of them are occupied and working. 1% lows are around 60, 0.1% lows are 50, and an average is 94. Pretty good. Although we could probably be CPU bottlenecked because this is a 4th gen i7. In Forza Horizon 5, you can see our averages, 1% lows, and 0.1% lows are bouncing around, especially in the crowded areas, because that's CPU intensive, meaning our little CPU has to work a little harder and beyond its limits. It's a 4th gen Intel. It was probably very big of a push for me to try and push medium settings with a 4th gen Intel. Or that could be CSM incompatibility, as the Radeon drivers do warn when you don't use UEFI on the card. But it could also be that our little CPU is bottlenecking it. Either way, Forza Horizon's 1080p medium settings, we're doing pretty well. GPU's actually being decently utilized, at least by the percentage. It's actually not being utilized much at all, because if you look there on the right of the GPU name, we're only drawing 50 watts on that thing. So I would not recommend dropping a 9060 XT into your old granny's computer. But what I would recommend is dropping, yet again, a purity accurate GPU, the 9060 or 1080 Ti. I know both are overrated cards, but at this rate, if you're going with a below 20 series, I recommend you go for the flagship. as those have gone down in price so much, you can probably pick them up for like a decent amount of cash. But if you want to push the limits of this little crappy 3rd gen i7, I'd recommend the RTX 2060, as that still runs on PCIe 3.0, and anything above that and you got PCIe lane bottleneck, and it won't be worth it. In Astroneer 1080p Ultra settings, we see that we're doing pretty decently. Our 1% lows are near each other, 90 in the 0.1% low range, and 100 in the 1% low range. Our averages is 130. That could be changing, I don't know. And we're still pretty decently GPU bottlenecked, cause I don't I've already pointed this out in Forza Horizon 5, but we're only drawing 54 watts, which is way below what this card is capable of. Speaking of this card, you might not be inclined to actually buy the 16 gig version, even though it's a $50 price gap. Oh, I got something in my throat. As the 50/50, as much as it sucks, and much as other tech YouTubers won't recommend it, it still puts up a fight. Not a decent fight, but the fight's still there in the 50/50 of being a entry-level card and some weird PCIe power decisions. But that's only on Gigabyte. Some people might want to get the 50/50 for, I don't know, budget 50 series features like DLSS, ray tracing, all the goodies that the AMD is only getting better. Because even though the 90 series has definitely shown that AMD is getting better in ray tracing, it's still not up to NVIDIA. But that could change as NVIDIA is dropping out of the gaming potential future to drop out of the gaming market and just go full AI, which is kind of a depressing thought, but it's the truth and it's the world we live in. AI is gonna take over, or not, because it's kind of stupid right now, and people are desperately wanting to refine it to be better. But we'll just have to see. For right now, the assumption is that Mr. Jacket Man is gonna go full AI. Final thoughts. Well, as you could see by the testing, we were PCIe limited to just very much, to the point where this thing's fans never kicked in. I guess this would be an ideal scenario if you want to run on a very, very power efficient yet good good frame rate 8 rig, but your money is not gonna be doing much. I guess your electricity bill would be better, but still. Our main issue is the CPU, which is bottleneck and motherboard. CPU not providing enough CPU horsepower to make the 9060 XT even realize that gaming is happening, and the motherboard for not supporting PCIe 4.0 at least. The jump to 5.0 is negligible, but mostly ideal. So if you're building a 9060 XT build, I'd recommend a B850. But seeing as AMD has discontinued the B650 chipset, you don't have much of a choice.